Hey, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're back. We're here with Mr. Jackson Colvin.
What's up, everybody?
What's
up,
happening,
Antonio? How are you?
Good, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, I am happy to be here.
Yeah.
I don't really like doing podcasts, if I'm being completely transparent, but this is one that I feel like all of my friends have done, and so it kind of came to a point where I'm like, everyone's done Antonio's podcast. And then had you asked me 2 months earlier, I might have said no, because I might have just been like, I just don't really like doing podcasts. But kind of a strategic move on you waiting, knowing that I would eventually cave and be like, everyone's done this one.
Exactly.
We haven't had Jackson yet.
Yeah.
Now he'll agree to do it. So
That's right.
you kind of a strategic move on your part. But
That was all planned.
but I am very, very stoked to be here, and I'm excited to do this.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Thank you for coming. Have you done a pod before?
I've done one other one, I think, after being a comedian. I did one with Jonah Quest and Tim Amelie that I hope has been deleted somewhere. I honestly hope that one never sees the light of day, because they really pestered me and made me answer really embarrassing questions, and I was just doing that. Sometimes you're doing these and I'm like, fuck, is my mom gonna see this?
Right.
So
or employers.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so I've done a few of these before. Just one, and then I started a podcast in college for a little bit. At the end of college, I think, and that's probably another one I hope doesn't see the light of day.
How many episodes of that did you do?
I think we did 4 or 5, maybe.
And that was before stand-up?
It was before stand-up, yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe right after I had started going to open mics. But I there was one where we, everyone microdosed on mushrooms, and then we went out to the bars for a little bit. And so we came back to the apartment. It was one guy and then a bunch of people that I was roommates with. And I remember, we were all tripping on mushrooms, and we recorded this, 4-hour-long podcast. And it was, really funny. Everyone was fucked up and everything. And then, right at the end of it, we're like, oh, okay, great podcast. You guys, that was awesome. And then I looked at the computer and realized that I had never hit record. So
that
classic. But yeah, I think this is except for the one with Tim and Jonah, this is the first comedy podcast I've done.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you'd think mushrooms would be a good facilitator for a podcast. A little bit, if you don't press record, that's tough.
I've done acid one time. I've only microdosed that one time. I've never done mushrooms for real.
Yeah. Microdosing is my preferred way. Yeah.
It's just a little bit of, because honestly, bro, I feel like every time I've done psychedelics, I've been drinking, so I never really got to the full like Joe Rogan experience of actually tripping on mushrooms or anything like that.
It is different.
Yeah, that's what people tell me. Everyone says the alcohol numbs it or whatever.
Yeah, well, the thing about I've never done acid, but the thing about mushrooms for sure is the amount you take. It's a completely different experience. It's not like any other drug.
Yeah.
When you drink, the more you drink, you just get more of the same. You just get more dumb or whatever the case is. Same thing with weed. You just get higher and lazier or whatever. But mushrooms is completely different. If you microdose on mushrooms, you're talkative and perceptive and fun and funny and that kind of thing. But if you eat an eighth and you trip, you're laying on the ground feeling it vibrate. It's completely different, dude.
Yeah.
It's a completely fucking different experience. But the shit you come up with, you forget completely, and it's probably not funny either after the fact.
Oh, I'm sure that podcast sucked. I'm sure. I'm sure it was the worst. I just remember giggling the whole time. But in the moment, obviously, you're yo, we just did something. That was incredible.
This is genius, man.
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
the Beatles.
Yeah, we're the Beatles of podcasting, dude. We're gonna make a documentary about this.
Yeah. No, I've done that before, where we've done a whole episode and I never clicked record. Not with Billy, but
oh yeah,
yeah. Billy's got it on lock.
Was it good? And was the person you were doing it with kind of bummed out that the riffs didn't? Oh,
he was upset.
Oh,
he was real upset.
Really?
Well, because it was. So it was me and 2 of my childhood friends who aren't comedians. They don't, they're not in the entertainment thing.
Yeah.
But they both know a lot about current affairs.
Oh, okay.
And fucking whatever else, the climate of the world and shit.
Yeah,
For whatever reason, they're like, we got to go on this podcast. We got to go on and talk about this. And I was ready to entertain it because they're my friends. But my buddy, one of them is very, I guess passionate is the word. So he had notes and all this shit. And and he was so like, he was on fire, dude. While we were talking, he's like, blah, 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 and my buddy's like counterpoints, and I'm just like the moderator. And
oh, you were the moderator.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Because they're smarter than me.
Joke in.
Yeah, exactly. They're smarter than me about that shit. So I'm like, I'll just, say something so that they could keep going. And at the end of it, I realized immediately. I saw it, and I was like, ooh. But I didn't tell either of them.
Wait, so when did they find out?
Like, fucking a couple days when it was supposed to come out.
It just didn't come out.
I hit up my boy Dave. I was like, bro, you're gonna hate me, but I never recorded anything.
Just had a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
A conversation with cameras and microphones in the room.
And they were on.
And then that's the only time that you had done that?
Yeah. I mean, there's been times where when I was doing it alone and I knew less about what I was doing technically, things would go off.
Yeah.
Like something would shut off and I wouldn't realize it, and then I'd stop and go back and whatever. But yeah, I think that's the only time where I didn't record a full thing. But it is funny to bring up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I started the pod before stand-up as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was during COVID, and I was like, I'm getting all this free money. Let's get a couple microphones in here. Let's see what we can do with this these government checks over here.
How many people spent their COVID checks on podcast equipment?
Too many, bro. You have no idea how many comments I get on TikTok. They're like, they got to make podcast equipment cheaper. Constantly, dude. It really is like being a SoundCloud rapper. It's kind of the same thing. It's very similar.
I don't know. I feel like the SoundCloud barrier to entry has to be lower than podcasting. I feel like the dollar value of what you need to start being a SoundCloud rapper is
less, you think?
I don't know, dude. Because X, I'm from Florida, so I always hear stuff about X that he bought the cheapest microphone to record all of his songs. It was the $20 snowball microphone, and apparently that's what gave him his unique sound, is because it was so distorted and fucked up because he just had a bad microphone.
Right.
But that's a very specific example. So I don't know how many I don't know what it takes to become a SoundCloud rapper. Like a Xanax addiction, maybe.
A couple face tats. Yeah, exactly. You got to be white.
Yeah, being a white guy
with face tats.
So I don't know, dude. You think being a podcaster is probably it's about the same?
It's roughly the same. As podcasting to comedians is like SoundCloud rap for rappers.
For rappers?
Yeah.
It's different though, because they're still doing the same thing.
Right. This is different than stand-up.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. I suppose that's true. I've always said that doing this helps stand-up, though.
Yeah.
I think it does.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're just working on speaking and being funny, for a long period of time and shit. I think it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get better at both. Because I don't know about you, but I know a lot of other people have said that they were awkward and weird before they started doing stand-up.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I still am. It's gotten a lot better, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. I was always I still am, but was always a really weird kid. I think doing stand-up definitely I don't know if it helped me express myself better, but yeah, I feel just putting yourself in an extra level of vulnerability helps you be content, vulnerable around other people.
Right. And you're also forced to meet people.
Yeah.
You're in circles, you gotta meet people.
You are definitely forced to meet. You gotta go ask who the host is,
Right.
ask where the open mics are.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to DM people.
Yeah, it is really like the most vulnerable thing you can do. Like a guitar player can just like play guitar. Like it's like literally just you and things they're like seeing your brain when you watch someone do a stand-up set.
And also, if you're in a band, you can blame shit on other people. You'd be like, this drummer missed a fucking beat. He fucked us all up. But if it's just you, it's like no one to blame.
My new like I always have like these like stupid like dumb ideas for like weird variety shows.
Yeah.
And my new one that I just keep getting set on for some reason is like you get like a band of comedians together. So like they're still a band and like they play music, but like in between songs they riff and talk to each other. So it's kind of like
that's fun.
We're a band. Someone told me they're like that's the most egotistical thing you could ever do. It's like yeah we're a band, but also we're really funny.
Yeah. We're hilarious.
Yeah.
That's good. You can call it the Band of Fools.
The band. Ooh.
There you go.
I like that name.
Dave Decaro wants to do a show where, and don't steal this, all you guys listening, he wants to do a show, and I hope he does, where it's stand-up, but there's a guy playing like a bass while you're doing it. Like there's a dude playing a stand-up bass. So it could
stand up bass stand up.
There you go.
Like that.
Yeah. I think that would be fun.
It's kind of like scat poetry, but stand up.
Yeah, but cool. Yeah. I've always kind of wanted to try one of those poetry things.
I used to crash poetry mics all the time.
Really?
Yes, and a lot of times they were really fun.
Yeah.
But I've had some really like rough, like because it was mostly black people, like at least the ones that I would go to. And so, because they were like really supportive, but like you definitely just can't say anything wild up there. But it would kind of be like, it was like 6 months into me doing open mics in New York. And it would be like a bunch of like people doing like bring you to tears poems about like police brutality or like really serious stuff. And then like right after that, I'd get up there and be like, hey, can you guys believe how many people are masturbating on the subway? And it was like, sometimes it was like I had good sets at the poetry open mics, but there were times when people were like, what is this kid doing here? Like he's clearly ruining the vibe.
Right.
Because you could come up and be like, hey, I'm a comedian. They'd be like, yeah, of course, we love comedy. But they don't know what I'm like about to get up there and do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you got to go there with some smart shit. Some smart make you think comedy.
But you thought about trying poetry stuff?
Yeah. I think it would be cool, but I mean, cool for me. Like, I don't think the act of it is cool.
For other people, it's lame as fuck.
Exactly. But in my mind, I'm like, I'll smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, you're
It'll
a
be
troubled
sick.
artist.
Yeah.
For other people, it's
I'll
lame.
sit like this while I say it.
Yeah.
Mixed mics can be fun, though, because...
They can be great. Yeah, because there's a real audience at times.
Yeah. And this is like the double-edged sword, but sometimes you do get someone up there who's doing something very heartfelt and moving, and then it's almost it can either be a really good setup or a really bad setup for stand-up.
Yes, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I have felt that before. Sometimes it's like, it does get so sad in the room, people are kind of like itching for someone to go up and tell a joke.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the poetry, like the hosts that were also poets that would just kind of MC the thing would like do jokes in between and they would do well, just like kind of doing little quips in between stuff.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. That's like the quintessential, like the generic cool move, it seems like, is to do that.
Is to do poetry?
It's to do poetry. Even though I keep shitting on it, it's like, when you think of like a cool guy and he's like...
Poet, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing some weird shit in a dark room, you know?
Poetry is kind of just like serious stand-up. It's written the same way. It's delivered the same way.
Yeah, there's like a cadence.
Yeah, it's supposed to make you feel like it's just like drama and comedy.
Yeah, well, they're very close. Drama and comedy, right? That's like the whole thing. Like, drama is falling down the stairs, but comedy is falling down the stairs and getting run over by a bus. You know, like, that's what makes it funny. It's like just one little thing either way. You know?
I kind of feel the opposite. I kind of feel like comedy is like, because there's just this video that I've seen where it's like, it's this guy riding a bike and then he just falls in a hole. But I feel like I don't know, because maybe everyone reacts to it differently. But I've always like thought about that video and thought about like, because when I first saw it, I was like, holy fuck, what happened to that guy? Because I was like, oh, for sure, that guy just died. But then I found out that like, no, he just got like injured. The hole wasn't that deep. I was like, now it's kind of funny.
You can laugh about it.
But I don't know. I feel like most people would just watch that video, like see a guy like riding his bike and then fall into a hole and then start laughing immediately. Have you seen this video?
No.
I don't even know how I would find it.
It's like a big hole.
Guy riding bike falls in big hole.
It's pretty specific.
Yeah. It's like a hole big enough for his whole body to fall in.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh,
it's
man.
like a car could fall in it.
Damn.
If
It's
I
like a
remember
sinkhole.
it correctly.
Yeah, there's some fucking holes in the street in Brooklyn when I'm riding my bike. I feel like I'm gonna fall into, bro. They don't give a fuck about the roads out here. Oh man, we could just watch people fall off bikes. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's the best, dude.
that shit is
Joe
fun.
Biden.
Is that one of your guilty pleasures?
No, not. I'm very sensitive, dude. Like,
Really?
Yeah, not really. I don't really laugh at like. I don't feel like I laugh at people's misfortune. Wow, I'm sounding kind of like
Enough.
such a fucking prick.
You don't do it enough.
Maybe I don't do it enough, yeah. But like slapstick, like just watching people. Like I was never really into like Jackass.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, and I mean they're the blueprint now for every video. People go viral just doing old Jackass things.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one time I was hanging out with this girl for the first time, and we're deciding to watch, put something on, and I was like, "Have you ever watched Jackass?" And she had never watched it ever. I was like, "All right, I know what we're watching." And I put on the newest Jackass, whatever the newest one is, 4,
Yeah.
3, whatever. And dude, in the opening is Chris Pontius. His dick is like Godzilla. And he's like walking it down through like a city, destroying shit like a little marionette. And she actually loved it. She thought it was hilarious. I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, that could go one of
Yeah.
go one of two ways.
that's a ballsy move.
It is a very ballsy move. That is your Hail Mary right there.
Yeah.
I think this is it.
Is this the one? No way, dude.
that
That
might
is
be it.
huge.
I swear I remember him coming from the left side.
Is it a sink? Oh, it
I
just
think this is
breaks. Oh my God, dude. What? He's on a moped. Whoa.
I think
That was a cartoon ass fall. Look at that. Was he
I'm
not
sure
paying
if this
attention?
is the exact one
His
that I
brakes
saw.
suck.
His brakes blow,
He saw it
dude.
from so far.
But yeah, this is pretty much the same thing.
And this
If
guy's
isn't
just
this
like,
exact same
whoa.
one.
This guy kind of cares, but he's like, that guy's gone.
I know. That guy doesn't
Is this
give a
in
fuck
Florida?
at all.
Oh, they got him out.
Whoa. With his moped.
Unless that's a different guy.
Holy shit.
That could be a different guy.
That's the hardest working Uber Eats driver I've ever seen. You know?
Yeah, he still made the delivery post sinkhole.
He's like holding it
Your
above his
driver
head.
will be 8 minutes late. What the fuck? I want my French fries.
I know you're getting pissed. That is a real thing, dude. When Uber drivers are later, like just a little bit later, I turn into a freak. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I turn into a goddamn animal.
When it's cold, yeah.
No, well, I'm talking about for food.
Oh, for food?
Yeah.
I'm not like a big Uber Eats guy.
That's good.
I like to, you know how they like when they put like meat in the zoo for the tiger, you know how they have to like hide it and like make him feel like he's hunting for his food?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I have to feel when I get food. I have to like go out and earn it, you know? I have to walk to the bodega in the cold.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good practice because Uber Eats, I mean, I will spend money. I will drop bread on Uber Eats, bro.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's such a bad habit. I have a lot of bad habits, but that one is like,
Uber Eats.
oh, man.
Yeah.
Food in general.
Yeah, every time I look at my bank account and I'm like, where is like all the money? It's like all on food.
Always.
It's just like I'm just so casual. Like if I'm at the bar, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna grab like a little club soda. Or, like I'm like living it like bodega snacks have been a huge downfall for me. Like I think I
Massive.
get Oreos every day. Like it's not like, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I haven't. It'll be like a midnight and I'm in bed. I'm like, I didn't use my Oreo pass for the day, and I'll go out and get like
Yes.
just bodega snacks are like a huge like downfall for me right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm just getting them all the time.
Me too.
Especially if you're like doing mics and stuff, you're out and about. Like I'm not like hungry for like food. I just kind of want something to keep me going. Mm-hmm. So yeah, bodegas have been huge downfall for me.
Right. And they're open pretty late. Mm-hmm. Most of them are open late. Like if you're not near a pizza shop or something that's open for a long time, it's like, well, I guess I'll eat 3 bags of chips for dinner.
Yeah.
You know, like,
So you have to, bro.
yeah.
Sometimes that's all that's on the savannah for.
Yeah,
That's the only thing the tiger could find.
you gotta hunt down a fucking bag of Utz, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody that says that food is not addictive is just dumb.
It's
think.
weird. It's a weird addiction because you have to have food.
Right.
Like you don't have to have cigarettes or
Right.
booze. So
Well.
that's like what's so weird about food addiction.
Yeah.
Like you have to have it, but it's I don't know. Like I could never get addicted to broccoli. Like I'm
No.
addicted. I'm like addicted to sugar, like high
Right.
fructose corn syrup or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Also, your body craves whatever you give it. So
Yeah.
it's like, sugar's already incredibly addictive, and people just
Yeah.
neglect that. Mm-hmm. They're like, it makes it sweet. It's nothing. Meanwhile, the entire economy of certain countries are based on America's sugar addiction. Like Cuba. Cuba makes so much sugar, like produces so much sugar,
Oh, really?
and it mostly goes to us.
Wow.
That's like most of their economy is them giving us. Well, then, you know, before the embargo and then back now again, but because for a while we couldn't get shit from them. But
Yeah.
But before that, it was like in the 40s and 50s. Before we were even really addicted to sugar, that was kind of like the beginning of it. That like the Cubans were just sending shit over, and we love that shit.
Yeah.
You ever see videos or pictures of people from the 60s and 70s? Nobody's really obese.
Yeah, they are. My grandparents were skinny, and
Yeah.
I see pictures of them.
There was no preservatives in food.
Yeah. They smoke cigarettes a lot, too.
Yeah, that's important.
They crush your appetite, dude. When I smoked cigarettes, dude, I was never eating.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they definitely, there weren't that many fat people back then.
No. And fat people they just sprung up. They just came out of nowhere, bro.
They banded together. They got organized.
Yeah, they lap banded together. The military's having a problem for years
Because they can't
now.
get enough people, right?
And nobody can pass
Yeah.
the tests except for trans people.
I saw that, dude. Someone said that at the mic the other day. It's like Trump banned trans people. He didn't necessarily just because he's the whole anti-trans sentiment. It's kind of just full encompassing that trans people aren't really allowed in the military. But I was like, if you saw a trans person in fatigues gearing up to go fight wars and be pro, you'd be like, damn, the Marines are this popular now. Even the trans people are signing up. That would be, I feel like that'd be great marketing.
It'd be encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah, break what is the glass ceiling?
The glass ceiling.
Then a bunch of trans fight. Also, if you're the enemy, you're not going to notice. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
There's just a guy, a person with a gun in front of him. It's like, why can't they be as tough as the next guy?
Yeah.
You know, it is wild. I read something today that the former president of Brazil was invited to the inauguration, and he said it got his dick hard. He stopped taking Viagra.
What?
See if you can find that. I don't know what you could Google for that, but
what got him hard? That
Trump
just
himself.
The idea of Trump.
Yeah, he loves him that much.
He's sexually attracted to Trump.
It got him on fire, I guess. He was ready to go.
Is what got him hard that he's a player in the world politics, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Did you watch that Trump biopic with Sebastian Stan?
No.
Oh, I really liked it. It was really, really good.
They made one of those?
Yeah, it's kind of it's when before he was a big real estate, when he was just kind of a young real estate dude in New York, and Jeremy Strong plays this dude Roy Kampf that mentored him, just kind of about his mentorship from Roy Kampf and like him rising to like the billionaire real estate guy that he became.
Right.
But it kind of like shows you like how he became Trump. It's like all the rules and stuff that Roy Kampf teaches him, like deny, and like never admit defeat, like always claim victory.
Right.
Kind of like it's just kind of like his origin story.
Yeah. I had an English teacher in high school that said the same thing.
So
He was talking about like debating and shit. He's like, never concede to a point that your opponent is making. Never be like, well, he's right, but never do that. Just always, they're wrong. You got. That's how. I think that's the blueprint for like middle-aged men anyway. You ever get in an argument with a grown ass man? They don't budge at all.
They're all just debate heads. They're all in the debate team. Yeah, that's so strange. Like,
I guess it makes sense.
I mean, because the purpose of a debate is winning. It's like a sports game. Like it's not like a thing. It's not like getting to the bottom of something.
Right.
I suppose, which is what it should be, but I guess it's not. That's not the point of it.
Yeah. Well, especially when the stakes are, becoming the president or something along those lines. Did we find it? Potentially. Let's see. Jair Bolsonaro. I think that's Bolsonaro. Yeah, Brazil's former president has been invited to President-elect Trump's inauguration, and he can't get out of the country. His passport was confiscated by the Supreme Court almost a year ago during an investigation of an alleged coup attempt. And his request to have it, I'm just going to skip a little bit. Judge Alexandre de Moraes cited the serious crimes of the ascribed and the risk Bolsonaro would send. Bolsonaro joked to the New York Times earlier this week that he was so excited about being invited to the inauguration that he's not even taking Viagra anymore. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
So this is just him having fun. He's probably attracted to Trump. Is what we're reading between the lines.
I mean, it sounds like they have a lot in common, right? They both got problems with their Supreme Courts.
Yeah, the coup attempt.
That too, right?
Coup, yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, they do have a lot in common. That makes sense. Birds of a feather, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they say in Brazil they're very fuck heavy over there.
They like to have sex in Brazil a lot.
Yeah. That's what they do.
I could see that.
Yeah, with old white guys.
Oh, really?
No. I'm sure if you're like just a white guy, they're like, whoa, look at that. You're like a fucking...
You're exotic.
Yeah, there we go, exotic.
Old white guy is like, yeah.
Let's get one of them over here.
Yeah.
It probably looks like money, too, to them,
Being an old white guy?
Yeah. They just assume that he's probably got some bread,
Yeah. I was watching videos the other day of like there's that dude Andrew Callahan that does like lots of like on the street stuff, but they did one where they were like they're going to Tijuana, and it was like just like talking about like all the like the rampant like sex work in Tijuana and stuff like that, and they were just kind of meeting like people at the bars and stuff like that and the whorehouse, whatever. And it's like all like just divorced white guys, old white guys, just like having the time of their lives down there.
Yeah, because it's probably cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
And maybe fuck a 17-year-old, Maybe. They're like, I haven't done this since I was 17. They probably get excited about that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. My buddy told me he went to the brothel in Mexico.
Okay.
The biggest one, apparently. It's called Hong Kong. I think that's what
They
it's
just
called.
named it after another city.
Yeah.
Is it Chinese women?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they just called it that.
Yeah.
We looked it up on here one time before.
Yeah. It's like a massive brothel. It's like a mall.
What?
For fucking
You could just go
sex
get like
work.
new sneakers. There's an Auntie Anne's.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, right?
Yeah, I love Auntie Anne's.
You just walk in with a
The pretzel.
pretzel. Those cinnamon bites. Hey, Maria. Let's eat these together.
But it's like this big.
It's just like it's a massive building, and it's just
Okay.
It's like a Costco.
yeah,
It's like a.
yeah,
The
wholesale
Costco-
pussy.
Let's bring the boom.
Double thick chocolate Latina. That's awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
someone, not to just like keep bringing up shit from the internet and like videos I watch, but someone showed me like the Costco guys are doing cameos, and there was one for like they did a guy that died.
Yeah.
You saw that same one, and the caption was like, "Bro did not die for this," and they're like, "Sorry for your friend that died. Like he gets 5 booms, boom, boom." I was like, it's had to be a joke, right? Someone did that fucking around. No one died and was like, "Let's get the Costco guys. This is what he would have wanted."
Man, you would hope not. What if the guy that died was just a huge
Should we
Costco
get them
fan?
to say a weird cameo?
Oh, we should sometime.
I'll look up how much it is.
Yeah. We should do that. That would actually be
I
fun.
do actually want to see how much they're charging to do
What
your
a-
funeral.
What a guy. Yeah.
What's their actual names? Oh, they're right here.
Wow, they're the first
They're the
ones.
first ones.
Holy shit.
Yeah, people are doing it as
300?
a joke for sure.
No
Damn.
way. Guys, donate if you want to see us get a cameo by the Costco family.
Should we watch some samples?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, please.
Let's see. This is fun.
What are people asking them to say?
All right, so this is advice from them.
Advice.
Ugh. International Incorporated 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. Now, Big Justice. Intac also asked us for any advice we have for young entrepreneurs. So, of course, let's go over my 4 pillars of success and happiness, right? Okay, number 1, 0. Again, 0 negative thoughts. What happens when a negative thought gets in your head, Big Justice?
You get rid of it.
Get it out. Doesn't work. Number two is minimize mistakes to maximize time. So if you're in the middle of doing something, you realize, hey, you know what? This isn't productive. This is a mistake. Get rid of it and go do something better.
Yeah.
Okay? Number 3, take massive action. Whether you're a content creator, a pro wrestler, you're making music, always be all in, all day, every day, taking massive action. And Big Justice, you remember number 4? Replace
Expectation with appreciation.
Replace
Didn't even remember
expectation with appreciation. So listen, in the music industry, okay, don't expect everyone to love every song you put out, but appreciate everyone that does love every song that you put out. And bring the boom!
Yeah. Send that to Hamas.
This is crazy.
Hey, Big Justin.
Yeah, they'll surrender right away. Dude, I mean, it's it's crazy that they're giving advice. You know, it's like
What qualifies that?
Look, you're just it's like, hey, just go to Costco and take videos. Like that's how to succeed.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're what were his 3? He goes, whether you're a rapper, a young entrepreneur, or a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like that's 3 very different pillars of advice. You
Right.
should.
It should be a little more unique to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like now, since I guess they made like the boom song or whatever, now that they're like in the music industry,
Yeah.
talking like Kendrick Lamar.
They got
Yeah,
everything.
that's awesome.
Well, he used to be a pro wrestler at one point.
I did
The
hear that.
dad.
That's what everyone says about this guy. Is that he's been trying to get famous forever, and
Yeah.
like now he finally hit it, just doing these Costco videos.
Yeah. And thank God. I don't
And
know
thank
where we'd be.
Well, do you think if he hit it like doing pro wrestling or whatever else, he would have been like a maniac?
I think we'd be devoid of that. We'd be devoid of the art that he gives us.
I
now.
got you. Okay, you're
and
saying
it's a
we're missing-
shame,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We'd be missing something.
We would.
Yeah. He'd probably end up like most pro wrestlers do, broke, alcoholic. Have you ever watched like behind the? Were you a pro wrestling fan at all as a kid?
No,
like WWE
I
or anything?
never really got into wrestling. I watched Iron Claw. That was really
Good
sick.
movie.
That was a
really
great
good
movie.
Sad as fuck.
Yeah, very, very. Wow, yeah, how tragic that family was.
Yeah.
But no,
Fuck the dad.
Yeah, man, he was
a
crazy.
prick.
He was like the dad from Succession, but like
Yeah.
just like a redneck. So yeah, no, I never got into wrestling like that. I know like some. I've watched like Ric Flair videos, like
The best.
Yeah, just kind of like some of those YouTube rabbit holes of like his
Yeah.
interviews and things like that. But no, I didn't know wrestling like that.
Yeah, a lot of them, the ones that don't become stars, just live horrible lives. They are in absolute anguish for the rest of their life.
Damn.
Because maybe they did it for 10 years, and maybe they got a little success, and then it goes away, but they still have all the physical ailments from it.
Yeah.
And
From getting slammed around all the time.
oh yeah, because it's fake. Like the storylines and the outcomes are fake.
But they're really getting hit.
Yeah.
It's like being a boxer or a football player or something.
yeah, similar.
Even just running into the ropes hurts them.
Yeah.
And
God damn, dude,
like
really?
every little thing in the ring hurts.
Yeah, dude, that canvas is hard. It's not like soft.
The ropes hurt? That's
The ropes,
wild.
like if
They
you
do that all the
if
time.
you ever go to a show and you're up close and you're like, say your first row, you'll see like their backs are just red from just running into the ropes. Like
Yeah.
Fuck,
like
bro.
in intervals of the ropes, it's just red, like getting whipped almost.
Damn, man. That sucks, dude. That sucks so much
Hey,
for them.
that's your life, B.
And then
you want to
jumping
pick
off,
to do that?
like jumping off the top rope. and
Yeah, yeah, that shit's wild, dude. I mean,
Because like lots of them have like pain killer addiction problems or stuff
Big
like that. I've
time.
heard that about
Yeah.
pro wrestlers.
and they work so much, dude. They're on the road like 300 days a year.
Damn.
They're doing shows constantly for whatever reason. I mean, that's how depraved we are as a society. These are the people that are working the most.
Wrestling's coming back, is it not?
It
They
is.
did like the thing on Netflix. Did they already do it, or is it still coming?
Like, yeah, they're doing.
Monday Night Raw is
It's
only
on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Okay.
every week.
See, I used to like it as a kid. When you like it as an adult, it's like a sign of autism or something. Like, there's a little mental illness going
Yeah.
on, I think.
My roommate at my last apartment was like all the time. Was super into wrestling. Like all the time, he'd just be in the living room, just like watching like YouTube videos on like the history of wrestling.
Some of it's fun. I mean, if you watch like the Japanese wrestling, it's like crazy, dude.
Really?
And they hit each other. Like, you watch like WWE and they do like these forearm things and the guy like really sells it. But in Japan, they're fucking each other up. It's like Naruto.
Oh, really?
Not to be,
Dude.
it is. It's wacky. They're
Pull
very.
up Japanese wrestling.
Yeah, let's see if we can find some Japanese wrestling highlights. They're very fast. They're fucking doing crazy shit.
So is it like a real fight, or is it still kind of like storyline based and everything like WWE?
It's definitely storyline based, but they just hit. They have a little more liberty when they're hitting each other, I think. Yeah, what's it called? New Japan Wrestling or some shit. Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, as a kid, it's like, well, I remember at one point, I mean, you're from Florida, so you know Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
They had, I forgot how many years ago, but they had one where they did like SmackDown, like WWE had a show there.
What?
During the concert.
That's crazy.
Imagine you're just like on Molly or something, and you're just watching
walking
these
around and
guys.
two guys are wrestling.
Yeah.
Can't find anything longer than a minute.
Yeah. Well, if we find it, fuck it.
Oh, here we go.
We got something.
Is that a full match?
Japan loves freak shows, dude.
They do.
Japan loves all that
Does seem like
shit.
that.
Yeah, even like back in the day when they would have like Pride MMA, they would have these crazy events. They'd have this one dude, I forget his name, but he was like this 7-foot Japanese guy with purple hair. And he would lose constantly, but because he was some guy that was better skilled. It didn't matter that he was bigger than him. I think it was Fedor Emelianenko, dude, punched the fuck
so
out
they
of that guy.
bring American dudes in to do this.
Who's that? Josh Barnett, right? Is that Josh Barnett? We really do. It's wacky what really
Yeah.
entertains us. That's the highest commodity we have here in America, I think, is entertainment.
Spectacle, entertainment.
Yeah. Everywhere. You ever try to watch a foreign movie?
There's some foreign movies that I really like.
Really? Mm-hmm. Are you a movie guy?
I'm a pretty big movie guy.
Okay.
I feel like I'm not. There's this movie called Irreversible that I'm really obsessed with. It's gonna be like a weird thing to admit on a podcast, but it's like it's like so experimental because it's in kind of backwards. Like scene 13 is really scene 1, and so you kind of watch it like it's weird to like watch a movie backwards. But like the super controversial thing about Irreversible is there's like an 8-minute unedited rape sequence.
Ooh.
Well, like they show everything, and it's like it's obviously super difficult to watch and like and everything, but it's like the whole narrative of that movie and things like that it was really cool to me.
Yeah. Especially that scene.
Yeah, that's like it's so hard to be like oh, this movie's fascinating, and it's like the rape movie with the 8-minute scene, but it is, and I liked it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, the other day my buddy was watching Blue Velvet,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
and I was doing something on my computer, but the scene that I was paying attention to for some reason was when the lady, for lack of a better term, rapes the dude. She's got the knife to him. I don't know what was going on
I
in the
haven't
movie.
seen this movie in so long.
But then Dennis Hopper comes in, and then he kind of like beats the fuck out of her and dry humps her with clothes on. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's very weird.
And that's like the scene you walked in.
That
And you're
was
like,
the-
dude, what are you watching?
It's like, this guy's a genius, bro. It's David
Yeah.
Lynch. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's like when you're watching like Game of Thrones and your parents walk in and it's like the super raunchy scene or whatever.
Yeah. Did your parents let you watch like shit you probably shouldn't have when you were young?
No, my parents were pretty. I feel like I had pretty like not like super sheltering where like they didn't let us watch. Like I've met kids that are like that. Like we weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob or something like that. But like we watched. My dad hated SpongeBob. We watched that a lot. But yeah, no, they were pretty strict. Like they wouldn't. I had to like sneak to watch. My parents used to watch that show Band of Brothers. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's like one of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me watch that one, or they would like skip through it.
By
I
the
remember
way-
they would watch it, and I would like hide on the top of the stairs and like kind of like
Oh,
watch it
yeah.
from afar, something like that.
By the way, if you deprive your kid of SpongeBob when he's 20, he's going to start doing meth.
Yes,
That's what's going to happen. Like, that's just, you know.
SpongeBob is the secret to health and society.
Yeah, well, it's just like the point of sheltering. Like, how many people did you grow up with that were completely sheltered and then
They get to college and they go nuts.
They're maniacs.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I ran pretty wild in high school. That by the time I got to college, I was like kind of worn out a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's how it goes. The earlier you have your wild times, it kind of drowns out, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people, they were smoking weed in middle school and drinking, and then you're in high school and you never see them. Like, they don't do anything. They're very homebody type people or whatever the
Yeah.
case is, you know? Yeah. Some of those pictures, though. I'm just thinking in my mind, like some of the pictures that classmates would take at parties, like middle school parties, and there's like smoke in the air. There's some guy with a
Did you
neck
start
tat.
smoking weed in middle school?
No. I was, I mean, this isn't that far, but I was probably 16 when I first did it.
Yeah, that was me too. Yeah.
And then regularly, maybe a year after,
Okay.
because I stopped wrestling because I would have went pro if I didn't, if I didn't tear my labrum. But yeah, I stopped wrestling, so I was like, fuck it. I guess I'll just get high with my friends that don't wrestle.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Plus, they had an older brother that would get us a lot. Like, he would get mad weed, and he would just roll us blunts and shit. So it was cool.
I always remember like meeting the older brother and kind of being like, when I'm his age, I'm going to be this guy.
Yeah.
And then when you become his age, you're like, that guy was kind of frightening.
Scumbag that guy was.
Yeah. I was like, you kind of, it's weird how perspective. Yeah. I didn't really like, I feel like I didn't smoke a lot of weed till I was in college. Like I definitely did it in high school, but like I'm like a extreme like lightweight with everything, I think. Like
Really?
especially weed. I think like I was always just like at the party like causing problems. Like I was always like no one could enjoy their night cuz like Jackson was like throwing up in the bathroom or something. I was always like the liability at parties, I think.
Yeah, I get that. With booze, I get that. Mm-hmm. But that's more because I think I can do more than I actually can.
Yeah.
You know? It was, I don't know if it was like a low tolerance thing. It was more like an ego thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could keep going. Like, I'd have friends that were better at drinking. and I'm like, I got to keep up with this fucking guy. And then next thing I know, I'm hanging my head out the window. And it's just a fucking disaster. That's happened a bunch. The most recent time that happened was like, last year? Like, this wasn't even a long time ago. That happened to be like last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. It's not good because then you fuck everyone else's night up. Everyone's got to be like a babysitter. Not everyone, but, you know, certain people got to babysit you. It sucks.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
I do, yes. I have two sisters and I have one younger brother. Older sister, younger sister. and they're all back home right now. So like my younger brother just started college. But like my older sister was living in Colorado for a little bit, and my younger sister just graduated. So like I thought everyone was kind of be in other places, but like now everyone's back home in Florida right now.
Yeah.
And just kind of me just kicking it.
Just out here.
Just out here.
Like a rocket man, bro.
Yeah. I hosted my family's Christmas talent show the other day.
Your
I was
family?
back home. Yeah.
Your family has one?
We have a family talent show.
Whoa, this got
Yeah.
really white very quick.
It got very white, yeah. And rough crowd, honestly.
Yeah.
They were better in 2022. But yeah, we do that. We're definitely that sort of a family that has a talent show and does quirky things.
Do you have like big football games on Thanksgiving too? Is that
No,
a
my
thing?
parents aren't like big football people. They watch sports, but they're not like super into sports. My dad's likes I went to Indiana and my parents are both from there, so like you're both like big like IU sports fans. But other than that, not really. Like we'll turn on the game sometimes, but like my parents like read the New Yorker and then like go to like Broadway shows. So,
Oh,
like,
that's fun.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that you kind of want to do something in the entertainment.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So there's other people in your family that have talents, apparently.
My brother has gone through like a phase of things. He was rapping for a little bit. I think he's not doing that now.
He's got the face tat. He didn't get
He
the
does
face
not-
tats.
he doesn't
Or
have
the
face-
Zen,
yes,
the
that's
Zen
what he's missing.
Addiction, yeah.
But he was making surfboards in our garage for a little bit.
Wow.
It's like Jupiter, the town I'm from, is like a big like surfer, like stoner bro town. So
Okay.
he definitely like very embodied that persona really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, our garage is like it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. Like it's like paint like splattered everywhere from Sam, like just making skimboards in our garage. Like he's in there like workshopping.
That's pretty
But
fun.
he plays the guitar and like stuff like that. And then my younger sister is like really is like a theater kid. She was like went to school for like playwriting and she works at the like local theater back home. So she's like into like writing. She's done comedy. She does like kind of dips her toes into stand up. Like I brought her to Tiny Cupboard when she was here the other day.
Oh, right.
And we
Yeah,
did
yeah,
the
yeah.
mic. But yeah, she's like into like theater, playwriting, directing, that sort of thing.
It's funny how our favorite thing is like the backup for everyone else.
Yeah, I heard someone say that about like the Screech, the dude from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like when he's become like completely disgruntled and that's like his last thing he can do is stand up.
Yeah.
There's no barrier for entry whatsoever to stand up. Zero barrier for entry.
Yeah.
Anyone can find the open mic. Anyone with Google or like,
Not
dude,
even.
I did a mic the other day. It was like someone who had just gotten a DUI, like someone that was a former meth addict,
Oh,
and like a
easy.
few felons.
Easy, dude.
It was
It's like
just-
a halfway house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, all the time. I remember back home in Rhode Island, there's a pretty popular mic on Thursday. Matt Rife actually went.
Oh, cool.
Because he lives out there now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His reasoning was he's pretty close to Boston and New York. Rhode Island is, 3 hours from here and an
Okay.
hour from Boston. So it's like he is kind of in the middle.
Okay.
But anyway, he went to that mic, which shows how much they've grown. Because when I was going, there was this family that would go every week. And they didn't do stand-up, but they stayed from the beginning to the end, the whole time.
What? Why?
And it was definitely like, because they're broke. They couldn't afford, real entertainment.
So they go to the open mic?
Dude.
Ah, that's terrible.
Every week, bro. Every week. And they'd bring some other, they're
Are they a
definitely
good
like,
audience? Do they
kind
laugh?
of. Yeah. Some of them would laugh. They'd bring people who would fall asleep. They brought like a real big fat guy one time who would like sleep into his neck. You know how fat people sleep?
Yeah.
They just like slunk into their body. But they were definitely like low income, kind of white trash people, and they would go from the beginning to the end. And this is a mic that it was in a pizza shop. First of all, everybody gets 7 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Which is bananas.
Yeah.
Free.
Okay.
and it would be like 20 people.
Oh,
bro. It was so long.
No.
I would show up and I'd be like, oh, 18th. And I could go down the street,
Get a sandwich. Come
drink
back.
for like 2 hours, come back, and I'm like, there's still 6 people ahead of me. Like,
Damn. God, that sucks. And they stayed the whole time?
they would stay from beginning to end.
I hope one of them wants to do stand-up and is like going to the Rhode Island mic to learn and is like study
I
the
hope so
greats.
too, dude.
Did you start doing open mics in Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Or did you start? You started there?
Yeah. My very first time I ever did stand up was my freshman year of college.
Okay.
That was my very first time, and I probably did it once a week for. Feels like I'm lying if I say 6 months, maybe 4 months.
4 months.
And then I just stopped. I just focused on school. I was like, I'm not going to be a comedian. That's not something you can do. And then I realized that doing a finance job will make me kill myself. So I decided against that. And then COVID happened. You get a lot of, and my explanation is I had a lot of time to like think without working.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go back. And yeah, and then I started in Rhode Island, lived in Connecticut for a year, did it there, and then moved here.
Okay, sweet.
So, yeah. Did you start in Florida?
I started in Bloomington in Indiana.
Indiana,
where I
okay.
went to school.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like, I don't know. I feel kind of spoiled. Like, for my first open mic experience, because it was at a comedy club at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington. And it was like it was a big crowd, like people in there. It wasn't like a shitty open mic that you normally see. And I kind of like, I looked back on, every time I look back on it, I'm like, that was a bad set. But like, I got like maybe like 1 or 2 like good laughs. But that night I was like, dude, I just crushed. Like,
like you crushed.
Yeah, I had like the added bonus of like all my friends came to come see. So
Right.
like I was kind of also on easy mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I definitely did not do that well. But at that night, I was I was feeling myself that night for sure. I was like listening to music with my eyes closed. I was just like, this is such a moment.
Just
dude.
laying down.
Yeah, it was like way too much of an ego trip. And then of course the next few were very brutal. But but yeah, that first one like I got really lucky.
Yeah. I think it's good to feel like you did good the first time.
I don't know what would have happened. I'm kind of like, if I had bombed, would I have just quit?
Right.
If my friends didn't come, would I have just been like, nah, this isn't for me?
Right. It's like when you hear guys who are thinking about fighting, and they're like, if I lose, I won't do it again. It's kind of like that same shit, I think.
Yeah.
Except you definitely know if you lost in a fight. You definitely know that.
Yeah, you're black-eyed and bloody. It's like, all my friends were cheering me on. I
killed
did great.
Yeah. I don't remember anything. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school in Indiana?
Indiana University.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I used to date a girl from Indiana.
Oh, really? Do you know what part?
Yeah. Bluffton.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's so many random ass towns.
Doesn't that sound like an Indiana town?
Yeah,
though?
for sure. There's a
Bluffton.
town in Indiana called Santa Claus, Indiana.
Yes. Yeah.
You been?
Yeah.
Or
I
you've
haven't
heard
been,
of it?
but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, where people just put their Christmas decorations up year round.
Is that true? Year round.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
the craziest thing ever.
Damn.
It's because there's like a theme park there called Holiday Land, which is like it's just roller coasters and stuff. But everything, like every side of the park is I'm not exactly sure why it's called Santa Claus Indiana, but I think that's why, because like all the sides of the park are themed as like a different season or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, people like leave their Christmas decorations up all the time.
That sounds like hell.
I know. I'm not like a big I feel like I was a Christmas guy when I was a kid, but
That's where it should stay.
it's where it should stay.
Exactly.
I think my theory is I've had so many letdowns and like of things that were under the tree that it just stopped being fun for me. Like there were so many
Yeah.
years I thought like it was going to be an Xbox. I was like my parents, they finally did it. They finally gave up and let me get an Xbox. And then it was like books or a tie or something.
Yeah.
So
It was just
and I
a
think
box.
that's healthy, like a certain level of letdown.
Right. Yeah, you can't expect everything out of life, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta get let down every now and again.
Do you see lots of adults that are big into Christmas though? I feel like you see lots of adults that are big into fall or like something like that. Like people love fall.
Oh, dude, my mother's a Christmas, like,
Okay,
like a
that's
Disney
true.
adult.
Moms, yeah.
Yeah, moms love that shit.
Yeah.
Moms love that shit.
The Michael Bublé Christmas
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
All
exactly.
the ornaments. Yeah.
My mother will start watching Hallmark in July. Like, she gets Christmas shit. My mom will hit me up in August and be like, I got all my Christmas shopping done. I'm like, you're sick. You're a lunatic, lady. Like, this is for what? That sounds like this is a shopping addiction. Doesn't sound like you like Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I stopped liking Christmas a long time ago. One time my grandmother played a prank, I guess, on me. Kind of the same thing that you were talking about. You ever talk to like an old person and they talk about Christmas and all they do is make you feel bad about all the shit that you got? They're like, when I was young, we used to just I got a bowl of fruit. I got a toy car once, and it was the best Christmas I ever had. My grandmother would say shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we would get like fruit and nuts and shit, and I'm like, fuck that, lady. I don't want any of that.
Yeah, I don't want fruit and nuts.
Yeah, what the fuck do I look like?
This stuff you can get at the grocery store?
This is 2003. I don't need fucking nuts. But she put that in my stocking one year.
Fruit and nuts.
Yeah.
And you were pissed.
I bawled my eyes out. I was screaming, crying. I dumped it all out, and I'm like, "Blah!" My grandmother's howling, laughing.
It's great.
It was
just
brutal,
like
dude.
the thing that brought her joy and a sparkle of life to her eye and Christmas was
shitting on me.
You got it, and it made you cry. It was like getting coal.
It was like getting cold, dude. It was exactly that.
Did she get? She knew like you weren't gonna like it, but she was kind of doing it as like this is an homage to our Christmas, and he'll understand that.
Yeah, I think.
Or did she really think like these kids are gonna like fruit and nuts?
No, she gave me a real gift after.
Okay.
It was literally
It was
just
joke.
for a
It was
joke.
just to make you cry.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
That's hilarious, actually. That's
It
pretty
wasn't
gunny.
like any understanding. It wasn't. We didn't have any conversation about that. It was just like, I'm gonna fuck with this kid.
I see people do that on TikTok. Like give their kids weird stuff. Like
Yeah.
they'll give them like the clothes they already have just to make them cry or stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that. Now as an adult, I like that. I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an adult who dislikes Christmas and hates joy
Yeah.
overall.
You got to ruin it for everybody else. You're like the Grinch.
More like Scrooge.
Yeah.
Scrooge is cooler, I think.
He is cooler.
Yeah.
He's human at least.
The villain's always cooler
The villain is always cooler.
in all the movies.
Keith Ledger.
Yeah, there you go. Very cool. Especially in Brokeback Mountain. Maybe his coolest.
Seen Brokeback Mountain.
I haven't seen
I
it
know
either.
it's like the gay movie about the cowboys.
It's very gay. That's what I've heard. Apparently, there's a big fuck scene with them too, as well.
Oh, is there? Who's in Brokeback Mountain? Is it like?
It's Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal,
Oh, that's right.
and they're the two
Jake
gay
Gyllenhaal.
guys. That got a. What a crazy story, dude. They just had
I don't
to
even
lie
know
to
what
their-
it's about.
From what I understand,
That's how not gay I am, dude.
that's how averse I am to that shit. No trans in the military.
Yeah.
No Brokeback Mountain. Apparently, it's like they lie to their wives. They're like, oh, yeah, me and Tommy are going to go on a fishing trip. I think that's what it is.
Their cover of just doing the straightest thing ever. Like These
Exactly.
guys couldn't be gay. They're on a fishing. We're gonna go lift weights.
Yeah. We're going to go invade a small country.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're fucking each other in a tent.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. That's I mean, hey, that's tame comparative to today, you know? I think
Invading a
it's-
small country.
No, a movie like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty tame. Like when that came out,
Yeah,
it
but
was
for the
like-
time,
Right.
people were they were freaking out. The
Right.
church and everything.
Right. And now the church says it's okay to be gay.
Yeah.
What is that?
I watched Conclave last night.
Okay.
I actually finished it just right before I got here, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Talking about like this is about like how they select the pope, and it's like there's like liberal popes apparently. It's like just like
Now there is.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just like selecting a president. They're like these liberals are taking over. Like they're too crazy. Like they think it's okay for gays to be married.
Well, I don't think you should have a liberal pope, if we're being honest.
Think the Pope should be conservative?
The Pope should be
No
as
more
conservative
immigrants.
as possible, bro. He's the Pope of Catholicism. This guy should be a militant, hates anybody that isn't Catholic. That's what it should be.
It's kind of amazing that I was thinking about this while I was watching the movie. Like, it's kind of amazing that dude Pope Francis like got in being like the it's okay to be gay Pope. Like, how did he even do that?
Right.
Did he lie to them? Was he like, yeah, guys, I'm for sure down with gays? And then like right when he got up there, he's like, you know?
Yeah.
Is there other popes that I feel? Because that's wild to me that all these old, like 70, 80-year-old Italian dudes are like, I know there's lots of different types of popes. I learned that from watching the movie last night. But like all these old religious dudes that are like I guess half of them feel that way. Maybe they spend so much time like thinking about stuff. Like maybe it's not even. But I get what you're saying. Like I'm fascinated that like someone was even able to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, that's another glass ceiling moment. Like a pope who is willing to acknowledge gay people.
Yeah.
Which, as a humanitarian, is good. Mm-hmm. But if you're the boss of a historically brutal religion, you should kind of uphold. You know, I feel like I don't know if the tide should turn with that. You know.
Yeah.
The religion's already known for harboring criminals.
Yes. That too.
Like all over the world. They just move priests around.
Yeah.
How many priests are alcoholics? A lot. More than you'd think.
Yeah.
We had Gary Madera on here, and he said at one point he was considering being a priest.
Yeah.
And he went to like a diocese, and he went to where the priests lived, and they had a massive liquor cabinet.
What?
Yeah.
They booze?
They booze it up, man.
Man.
They hear everyone's confessions. They're like, fuck, dude, these people are fucked.
Oh, that's such a good point.
That's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
He's like, these people are depraved. They're just drinking to forget about it.
God, that's so dark. That's so
Think they get
true.
anything good in the confession though?
There's probably a lot of stupid shit. Like moms who are like,
I told my mom I can't take out the trash today. That was my confessions back in Catholic school.
yeah. You went to Catholic school?
I did, yeah.
Nice,
I
me
remember
too.
dude, I need confession now. I'm like, now, like the stuff I got out of the way early.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I got to go back. I walked past. I'm not I'm not religious or anything right now, and like don't go to church or anything like that. But I walked past the church the other day, and it's like confessions, 11 a.m. And for a second, I was like looking at my schedule, like, fuck, could I sneak this in?
I just get a quick confession in.
Yeah.
Do 3 Hail Marys and be cleansed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to make it up as a kid.
Oh, no way.
I wouldn't know
killed
what
the
to
president.
say. In 20 years, I'm gonna shoot the president in the ear.
Yeah, you're just planning it.
Tell the Pope. Don't tell anybody. How does that work? Can a Pope testify? Not a Pope. Can a priest testify?
I think no.
No, right?
I distinctly remember this conversation in religion class.
Yeah.
And having someone saying, like, what if I went in there and I was like, I'm going to kill somebody? And I think the priest is not allowed to tell anyone. I think. I could be wrong.
I thought they could.
Can they?
thought they
That's
did.
the law.
Let's
like,
find it.
That's like in therapy. In therapy, you can't.
Right.
But
right.
I swear, because I remember him going on this spiel, the priest that came to my middle school to talk, and was like think about how many people are Catholic and like what this would do if you, like if it hurt like your faith and like hurt your faith in the anonymity of going to confession
Right.
is kind of his point. But I
Right.
could be wrong. I for sure could be wrong.
Right. And plus, people are going to believe whatever a priest says, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in court, people are going to give the priest the benefit of the doubt because he's a priest. So he could say almost anything. It's almost like a biased situation. He could lie, and they're like, well, he's a priest. We're going to take his word for it.
Yeah.
You know? Did you
Okay,
find
so
anything?
it's different in every country, it seems like. But
Okay.
in America, they're like, yeah, the priests don't have to tell people. But in like Australia, they're like, the priests have to tell people.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's right, mate.
they can go to jail.
Australia. Damn.
Southern Wales also, they have to report any sort of, illicit crimes or
Huh.
child abuse, especially.
Damn. So they get told it, and they don't even have to be on trial.
They have to report it, otherwise they go to jail.
Holy fuck, dude.
Damn.
Damn.
You would think in America that this would be the place where we're like, laws are laws. Like, I don't care if you're a priest or whatever. But
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah. Man. Nobody trusts the priest in Australia.
Yeah. There's some slimy ass
You
priests.
scroungy fucker. Don't you?
No, I might.
Yeah,
Gotta tell us right away. Think you're gonna be molesting kids and we're not gonna do something about it?
You're not going to send any my way.
Grimy fuck.
Yeah. Australia. That's an island literally of drunken prisoners.
Yeah.
That's how that came about.
That's wild, huh?
They would just
It's not all of them though. Like half were the prison guards.
right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it does feel apparent in their culture at times when you see what the viral videos, the Australians, what they're all about, and
Yeah.
it's like I feel like you can see Australians and be like, yes, this is people that descended from prisoners. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. They do booze it heavy over there. They're one
Yeah.
of the countries. It's funny because everyone thinks people in America think that we booze it up a lot over here. But I don't think that's our drug of choice.
What'd you?
I think
Caffeine.
pharmaceuticals.
Ooh.
Yeah. Big time. Big time.
Like Oxycontin and stuff like
yeah,
that.
whatever the doctor writes.
Yeah.
We love that. We have undying faith in doctors.
Yeah, dude.
You know? You could just walk into a psychiatrist and be like, I want X. And they're just like, well,
I guess he wants it.
he needs it. Not only does he want it, he needs it. Plus, they make money off it. So they're going to push it.
Yeah.
You know? They're like salesmen. They get a little piece of whatever treatment gets sold in their office. So it's like, of course, we're all addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
But other countries like England, they booze it way more than us. Obviously, Ireland, Australia, like those places, they get after it.
They pound, huh?
Yeah, they get after it. But my favorite Australian video is the succulent Chinese meal guy. Have you seen that? A succulent Chinese meal.
I don't think
You haven't seen that? Oh, man.
Maybe. Let's see.
This
I feel
is
like
the
I've seen a
best,
lot
dude.
of them.
This is the best.
There's an Australia compilation that I probably watched.
Just a
but
compilation.
You have just the best Australian viral moments.
Also,
But
Kangaroo Jack, legendary movie.
the guy that punched the kangaroo?
No,
Oh,
the
the actual
movie.
movie. I haven't seen Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, watch that one, dude. Even as an adult, it's good. It's a kid's movie, but as an adult. You haven't seen this video?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Let's see.
dude. Get this on the screen.
Succulent Chinese. Is that what it sounds like?
They're arresting this guy. He's drunk.
You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. Get some cups. Why did you do this? Hop in the car. Get some cups. For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's some nice headlocks, huh? Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now,
They had to push him in there, dude.
ta-ta and farewell. One cup, look. Laban wrote.
That's the best thing that ever
See,
came out of Australia.
These are
dude.
criminals, I think. That guy's actually an intellectual. He's getting arrested for talking out about the government.
That's actually true. He wasn't even the right guy.
They arrested the wrong guy.
And they let him out, yeah. Yeah. He talks about it so many years later.
Succulent Chinese meal.
He's like he's like an artist, like a painter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did they confuse him with the wrong guy?
Maybe he looked like him. I don't
He
know.
just looked like him?
That looked like an older video, maybe the 80s or something, so they didn't know. They were just like, well, the bloke looks like him. They just fucking grabbed his ass. Yeah.
I like how he says, "Are you ready to receive my limp penis?"
Yeah, that rocks. He sounds like a smart guy. I was like, this guy's like, I have no idea what he was getting arrested. Now I know, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
his
like,
vocab's next level.
yeah.
Right? Democracy
poetic, dude.
manifest.
Is it right if I take a piss real quick? Is that
Yeah,
chill?
yeah, yeah. We'll take a break. We'll be back, gang. Yeah, I don't know if people if people still get tuberculosis. That's like, do you ever play Red Dead?
I just played it for the first time the other
Really?
day. Yeah, my
Nice.
my younger brother has it, and I was just playing it.
The first one or the second one?
The second one.
So Arthur, the main guy, he gets tuberculosis, and that's how he dies. Spoiler. But that
And the
is
second game?
Second game, yeah.
Isn't it? I thought, wasn't like one of them his son, and then one of them was...
So
Doesn't he? There's one where he gets shot at the end, isn't there?
yeah, so it depends. It's one of those games where
Oh, it's because there's multiple endings?
there's multiple endings. Yeah. If you were like a shitty person, you get a shitty death.
You get tuberculosis.
No,
So
you
it's
get
very much
tuberculosis.
still so around.
It's still around, but nobody
in
gets it.
2023, 8.2 million people died of it.
Oh
or
my god.
But like
diagnosed with it.
diagnosed with it. Yeah.
And that was the most since 1995.
Okay.
Wow, it's back. TB.
Wow.
It's making a comeback.
TB12, baby.
Championships coming.
He's coming back for his wins, bro.
Yeah.
No, he gets tuberculosis anyway. But you can either like, I think if you're good, you'd like die peacefully or some
In
shit
your sleep.
with tuberculosis.
Okay.
But if you were an asshole, you die in your last fight with the person, with like the antagonist of the whole thing. And he
'Cause-
kills you. He shoots you in the head or some shit.
Is Red Dead Redemption... Red Dead Redemption 1 comes before Red Dead 2? Like chronologically, I mean.
No. So Red Dead 2...
Because that's what I thought. I thought it's like the prequel.
It's like a prequel. Yeah. So John Marston is the son, technically. Mm-hmm. But his dad dies. And... Or is that how it goes? No. Okay. So John Marston is the main guy in Red Dead 1.
That's the son.
He's young in Red Dead 2. Arthur is the main guy.
Okay.
And then in Red Dead 1, John Marston dies and his son stays alive, which is why people think the third one might be about
John
John
Marston.
Marston the second.
Oh, okay.
John Marston Jr.
Just
Yeah,
went
yeah.
from TB to a video game
Yeah.
story arc.
This shit's important, man.
He probably doesn't even realize why we were talking about tuberculosis.
Yeah.
I filmed cage fighting and I found blood on my keyboard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're
I'll clean
nervous about
No, I'll clean it later. That's what I'm saying. The fighters are all they're
They're
tested.
tested. Yeah.
Yeah. Battle tested.
Battle tested. TB
A little
approved.
little HIV, sprinkled on there.
Yeah. But I was home for 4 days and I was playing Red Dead Redemption like the whole time, and my brother was like, "Oh, you gotta do the story, man! Like the
Story's fun.
awesome." But like I didn't have time to do the story, so I was kind of
Right.
just like running around, like just doing chaos and whatnot. And I went to like this house. There's like this weird mission where like this couple like tries to like poison, like roofies you, and then like I guess like tries to eat you, but they just left me in the mud for some reason. So like I came back and then I killed the husband and I tied the wife up and I brought her to the police station because I was like, I'm gonna turn this lady in, like she's trying to like eat people.
Yeah.
But then they didn't. The police station didn't.
Police just went after you.
Yeah, they're like you just kidnapped the
Why'd you
lady.
hog-tie this lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been a good time to commit crime in those
In
days.
the Wild West.
In the Wild West.
Just wasn't very organized.
Right.
Did you ever watch Westworld?
No.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that show.
It's like you go into a simulation where it's during that time. So like you can go like to a brothel or like rob a train or all that stuff.
Nice. Just gamble.
Yeah, you could do anything you want. You're like in another world where it's like simulated.
That'll
You-
be. we
and
can
rich
have
people
that.
pay to go there.
Oh shit! Yeah, that sounds like a fun time.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like Red Dead but real life.
Yeah, that'll happen soon. I'm sure we'll have some program eventually where we can do something like that. How long before that comes out on VR? Where you can just play Red Dead, like in real life. That game specifically, you can do wild shit, dude. You can hogtie people and throw them in a swamp with gators.
Yeah, my brother told me about that. I didn't find the gators. I didn't get down. Didn't get that down that road yet. But, yeah, the game is wild, huh?
Yeah, There's like a bear that there's a mission in the game where you and a guy are hunting a bear, like a big bear, and you find him and you hit him, but he runs away, and that's the end of the mission. You don't have to get him.
You don't even get the bear?
You don't even get the bear. It's on your own volition. If you want to go get this bear, you got to go do it on your own. And one of the best ways to do it is to just catch a guy, hog tie him, and just fucking
Use him
leave
as
him.
bait?
Dude, it's the best. It is so fun. It might be the funnest thing ever. Let me reiterate how great it would be in the Wild West.
I had like my friend and I used to play like we used to play GTA and like our room and when I lived at my fraternity, and like we'd play the door open sometimes, and we were playing like we were just like doing our thing playing GTA, and there was one guy that came in, was kind of like known for just kind of being like kind of like the psycho of the house.
Nice.
And like he came in and he was like I can't remember exactly what he said, but something like, "Oh, my favorite thing to do is to go first person and kill people with a machete." And it wasn't even that like that he had said that, but just like the emotion. It was the way he said it, where I was like, "Oh, like well, it's not like we were being angels on GTA, like we were, but just sometimes people seem to enjoy
very
it too
specific.
much." Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
he's got to like do something.
exactly. I used to like get high and then I would like try and be like a law-abiding citizen where you like do the turn signals and like stop at red lights and stuff. That was fun for me.
A lot of people would do that.
Yeah,
That's funny. That's awesome. That's how
I think for the new GTA there should at least be like you could just get a job at like Enterprise rent a car. Like there should be like a storyline where you could just like take it easy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Save up.
You got a
like,
normal
take
family.
on vacation. Yeah, you can have a family.
Yeah.
And then it's like, because imagine if like in GTA you're just like always killing people, so it's just the
There's a
default
whole
set.
mod that like people act as cops. Have you seen
Yes,
that?
I have seen. I did watch those videos for a little bit.
Like people literally be police and they'll pull people over.
Wow.
They'll chase like other players in the game around with sirens on and stuff.
Damn. What fun that would be.
I know, and you can hear like because it's like the voice to chat too. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
your characters are close, then like you talk to the people, and like every time you hear the cops like, "All right, guys, like pull over."
They use all the codes. They
It's-
use real codes. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They're like, we've got a 1045. Like it's obviously all the stitches.
Dude's probably got pussy waiting for him by the
Yeah.
boatload. He's going to go fuck so hard after this game. So you were in a frat?
I was, yeah.
What is that? I always make fun of those.
You should, and they deserve it for
Yeah.
sure.
What made you want to do it?
I guess I was just like concerned with fitting in.
Yeah.
I think I've always kind of been a little bit that way. I didn't know anybody when I went to IU, so like I had no friends. I didn't know what to do, so everyone just kind of did that. So I think I tricked them for sure. Like I think I kind of like generally look like a normal dude, and I think I can kind of like be an actor for a little bit and act like just like a regular guy at Rush, where you like go and just kind of like flirt with other dudes, and like if they like you and think you're cool, they let you in their house. But I think I tricked them for sure. I think I like convinced them that I was like a cool guy, and then once I started living there, they're like, "Oh, this kid's weird." I think I for sure like bait and switched them.
Right.
But it was, I mean, it had its moments for sure. Like just crazy stuff would happen a lot. Like there's this video, like my favorite video I've ever seen of like one time there was this guy and he was pissing out the window into the parking lot, and he was naked because he was like with a girl. It was like the morning after, that of like him hooking up with a gal. And he like while he was pissing out the window, he was drunk and he fell out the window and like slammed onto someone's windshield. And so like the car was like cracked and everything. So there's this video of him just like walk, because we have security cameras. There's like security camera footage of him like walking through the house naked after just falling on a car, and it's like the funniest video I've ever seen.
Him like walking back in.
Just the face of him, like
Yeah.
he just looks so confused, and like it's just the best. Just stuff like that was always fun. But I think in general, I feel like I didn't really like click with frat bros that
Right.
well. Like
Right,
some
right.
people that I really liked and was really close with for sure. But yeah, like in general, I just don't really think it was for me. I think
Yeah.
if I could go back and not do it, I probably would.
Right. What was the hazing like? Was it serious?
No, it was nothing crazy. They just like keep you up really late and then like yell at you in the kitchen, and like it's nothing. Like the stories they tell you, like kids like oh we fucking like somebody like the older kids be like oh we broke a kid's arm, and like they tell you like wild stuff. But nah, it was nothing crazy for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because you always hear about, like, I remember when I was in high school, one of my teachers told us a story about a hazing story. And they made some kid drink, well, not him, whoever the story was about. The frat made some kid drink an entire bathtub of water,
Wow.
and he died. Like, he drowned from the inside out.
God, fuck.
That's
yeah.
wild, dude.
There's a lady that
He was hydrated. Coroner's like, this dude could run a marathon, if
Yeah.
we're being honest. If he lived, he would have been fucking a real
Yeah.
endurance athlete.
That's a huge. I mean, people were coming to talk to us about stuff like that's a huge problem. I think with fraternities, people are always like coming to talk to us about stuff like that. And like,
Yeah.
this guy at like a beta at Penn State that like was drunk and like hit his head and then he died, and his parents like came and talked to us. But, yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird. Like I don't even know why we do. Like I don't even know what the. It has to be like from the Illuminati or something like that. Like it has
It's
to
a
be like
secret
a
society.
It's
Yeah.
like I don't even know why they decided to start doing them, or like maybe to keep black people out of college or something like that. Like I don't know where they even.
Yeah, black
come
guy's
from.
like, I ain't doing that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all gonna nut on a cookie? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's all. That's why fraternities do so much gay shit. Is to keep out black guys.
That's probably true. That's nuts.
Yeah,
White men love doing gay shit.
we do.
Yeah.
We really do. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I like you said we.
Yeah, I don't know what it's all about.
Yeah, it's a weird practice.
Someone was telling me something like at we were just eating at Chipotle the other day, and someone was talking about like a show where someone was heckling them, and it was like this black dude it's a white comic. This black guy was heckling him and like ruining, like interrupting his set and everything, and he just like kept having like very, what's the word, fuck. He was just like, you shouldn't talk about gay shit with another man in front of a woman. Like he had like hood
Very
like
specific.
codes, yeah, but like
Yeah.
very specific ones. And that's when he was like crazy
like the
shitting on his
Bushido.
set about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always heard it was for networking. Like you do a
Oh
fraternity.
yeah, they say that too for sure. Yeah, I use like a big finance school. It's like lots of like Wolf of Wall Street, like finance bros. Like
Yeah.
I was in film school, so like it definitely like being a frat had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for finance bros, it probably helps. You meet the right people.
Yeah. Another thing that always sticks in my mind when I think about fraternities is like Blue Mountain State,
Yeah,
that type of shit.
yeah, everyone really liked that show.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean,
It's a good show.
it's fun.
It has some moments.
Some
for
of it's
sure.
fun. You can't go wrong with a dumb hot guy as a main as a main character.
Yeah.
You know? As the main guy. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you had a pretty fun college experience, though, for the most part. Like you got to move and you got to live somewhere, and
Yeah, it was.
in that sense.
I think I did like college. I think I didn't. The things people like college for, I just don't really like partying. I don't like going to bars. Like I don't like going to parties.
Yeah.
I'm just like I liked IU and like I liked like my major and everything, but the stuff people like college for was like my least favorite part. So I think I was like, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do with my life for like a lot of it, and so I don't know. I think college was like kind of miserable for me at times. But in general, like, in general, I did kind of like it. Like going to a new place for sure was cool, and like stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to a commuter college in my own state, so it was like I actually went to a community college first, and then a commuter college where nobody stayed at dorms or anything.
Yeah.
And the only difference was that there was one less letter in the name.
Oh, really? What was the name of your two schools?
So I went to CCRI, Community College of Rhode Island.
Okay.
And then I went to RIC, Rhode Island College. So it's like, it's the same shit.
They just took away the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's just lone wolves.
Yeah, exactly. Just a group of people who don't know what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is probably good that I didn't take out a bunch of loans, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, let's wrap this motherfucker up, man. Thank you for
Okay.
coming on.
Yeah. Absolutely. This was really fun.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Where, if you have anything to promote, I know you got a...
I do run, come out to Easy Lover.
Yes.
The last Friday of every month for Brain Rot Comedy. It's a show I do with my friend Danny Metz.
Shout out, Danny.
And, yeah.
Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Jackson Colvin Comedy. But yeah, just come to Easy Lover if you're not doing anything on last Friday of the month. It's a fun
Hell yeah.
show.
And that's this Friday, yeah?
Yeah, it is this Friday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, this will be out before then, so.
Caitlin Palufo is on the lineup.
Hell yeah.
Super funny. Performs at the Cellar. Lots of great comics.
Yeah, very cool. All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week. Billy's going to be away, but we're going to make something happen. Jake's going to come on. We're going to do a little crossover episode, and that'll be fun. All right, guys, talk to you next week. Peace.